TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here on Monday Night Raw. And we start, as we always do, with our pre-show, where we have #DIY and The Ascension defeat my NXT talents of Ace Hawkins, Jojo Bravo, Jordan Jensen, and Kevin Kyle. As you can see, 3 of these are pretty new and bad. They're here to job. We got a host of improvements, a lot of them through the NXT guys. Heck and Rush continue to improve, which is good. Solid start, nothing fancy. We then move on to Jack Swagger defeating Cody Hall with a 59, which is quite an impressive match. I believe we're just changing his gimmick. So I'm turning him into a franchise player. Okay, not the best, but still, we're working on it. We're trying to make some of the gimmicks better. It's not always working. We now have the Wyatt family versus Corino and Finlay Jr., my Jobber tag team. And of course the Wyatts win. Luke Harper got to 72, which is showing that he is continuing to improve and is almost ready if I ever want to break him away from Rowan, as they are currently heels, and Bray and, well, as I put Finn Balor in the Wyatt family, they're both faces at the moment. So, yes, we'll continue this going on. We then have Ty Dillinger defeat Alexander Wolf. Again, just to keep Ty Dillinger with a win here and there. Heath Slater defeated Biff Busick. We know the story. Wanted Heath to have a win. And Carlito defeats Angelo Dawkins. Anglo's the only one who's I accidentally ended up calling him up when I renewed his contract, and I thought, well, I'll just keep him as a jobber. And it's working. He's just here and there. And my main event, which won't be the highest one because they're both heels, but I had Jinder Mahal defeat Rhino. As you can see, it was heel, which is negative. Rhino is quite good at making people look great. So we're going to continue on, and now we're going to start the main show. The main show starts with Triple H being joined with Kevin Owens and Ryback, calling out The Undertaker, demanding to know who his final members of his team is. We haven't seen you in weeks, Taker. Are you running scared? As we do, the lights go out, and Bray Wyatt appears. He goes, Hunter. The master doesn't need to be here. I am the messenger now, and joining myself and my demon. Well, Hunter, your enemy's coming to finish you off once and for all, Hunter. In typical Bray Wyatt. And he introduces that it's going to be John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler. Morrison got attacked badly last week, and Dolph and Triple H have been at each other's throats for a while now. And Hunter looks furious, but books Owens versus Ziggler is actually going to be for next week, and Morrison versus Ryback. So if we go on the pre-book, it will book that match in, so I remember. I already have a match set for Dolph Ziggler tonight, and I can, but I don't want to change it because it's too important to another storyline. So this will be the main event of next week's show. And 88 is a great start to the show. Only Ryback looked dreadful. Yes, the legend storyline continues to gain heat. And we actually start the match with John Morrison losing to Ryback. I went with this because I want Ryback to get a little bit of momentum. He's only on a 62 for performance. Probably the least popular bar Eric Rowan in this match. They're both not going to be the last men standing, let's face it. So they're going to probably just need to be a little bit better for the overall match. Not a great match. It's ruining the storyline as well. We then have Enzo and Kaz cut a promo on the Uprising. Typical Enzo Amore and Big Cass style. I don't really want to write theirs, so I'm not going to. And the Uprising defeat American Alpha when Chad Grable is pinned after Lance Rush distracts him. I've gone this to continue the pure crime storyline as well. Obviously American Alpha just can't get one over. Hashtag DIY. So this continues that. Now backstage we have Kofi and Big E. Big E asked Kofi why he wasn't considered for his team at Survivor Series. Kofi's team is Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, Jack Swagger and Kurt Angle. Big E's feeling left out because he's not been given the chance by his brother. And he wants to prove himself tonight. Kofi says, well, you go and beat Del Rio tonight and you can be part of my team. If you lose, you understand why I didn't pick you. So we're continuing this slight tension between Kofi and Big E. And I'm going to keep that simmering away. And then we have The Miz just cut a promo telling everyone that he's going to be the one to lead his Survivor Series team to beat Kofi Kingston. And then he will get his championship match at Judgment Day, I believe it is. And we've done this whole idea where team versus team, you know, The Miz has Del Rio, Chris Jericho, Samoa Joe, and Bad News Barrett on his team. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes. And Alberto Del Rio defeats Big E when Kurt Angle accidentally hits Big E. I did go with this as the finish. I wanted it to look like Big E had the match under control, and Kurt Angle and Del Rio are meant to be more intensely against each other. So we keep that going. And afterwards, Jericho joins Del Rio, beating down Kurt Angle. And Big E's reluctant to come and make the save, but he does in the end. So I'm keeping heelish action being continued by Big E. And a 74 is actually quite a good rating for this. I now have TM61 defeat the Ring Kings. This was just to give them a win. Nothing else involved in that. And William Regal cuts a promo. Yeah. Like William Regal and Curtis Axel attack Bobby Fish, but Neville makes the save. I did that just shoehorn in a TV title one without it being another promo against Neville. There's going to be a match between them at Survivor Series, so it's all working well, team-wise, obviously. This is another one just to simmer along a little storyline. Roderick Strong is joined by the Usos as they defeat Baron Corbin and the Shining Stars. The whole idea of this is Baron Corbin kind of walked out on the Shining Stars because he didn't want to have to deal with Roderick Strong again. So they picked up an easy win, and Roderick Strong gets a 70 rating, which is very good. So he's already probably in and around the Intercontinental picture now, which this is the storyline, those two Intercontinental storyline. We throw in a video just to hype William Regal's group, Axel and Fawn. And then we have Daniel Bryan defeat Bad News Barrett. And we saw during the match Samoa Joe trying to stack Daniel Bryan, but then it didn't work. And then Sami Zayn comes out to even the score and ends up distracting Bad News, who then eats the flying knee. So the idea was both storylines get to move on. Both look great in a match, and yeah, good. And then they're being held apart by security. Had a nice 87 rating on this. 4 very capable workers. And we're all good with this. We now have the Shield obviously cutting their promo about who Seth Rollins is going to have to face tonight. Last week, Reigns and Ambrose have both faced their opponents in the last couple of weeks. Both won, so the pressure's on Rollins, the champion, to win yet again. Which he does when he defeats Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, I had to give a great opponent for the main event, and a 79's a good rating. This could be a very, very good show. We still have one more segment to go. When Triple H, Kevin Owens and Ryback are joined by Rollins and Ambrose beating Dolph Ziggler down, saying you want to join their team. I've always got a plan B. Triple H with his distraction technique. Ambrose is a heel, that's why this works. And yeah, I ended the show like this. It's probably not the best ending to my show, which is sad. But we should be able to get a nice 70 something plus. We got an 80, which is great. So head back to the main screen to see how the storylines are unraveling for these two groups. And we are back to the main screen. Let's see how things are. Most people liked it. We know the basic storyline. There's not much going on in a Monday night anymore. And Brian Kendrick has returned from his drugs problem. And we just have the usual lot moaning about being in developmental. Nothing too important in there. They're not going to get called up. I'm only trying to restrict myself to one signing a month, be it a team or an individual. I have made the new signing, as we've seen in the entrance videos. He has not yet debuted and will not be debuting yet. We need the 77, so that's gone way down because of Ryback Morrison. Thanks, boys. That has gone way up. The Intercontinental is 79. I seem to be able to pull off anything with Sami Zayn in at the moment. Pure Crime's okay. This one's 50. Again, doing that thing with Sami Zayn has pulled this one right through. The tag team one is okay. TV titles and the World Heavyweight is an 80. And this one's 72. It's simmering along nicely. Creatively, have we changed any of the lots? The hot list changes so often, so I imagine to keep them all good. The not list, few people won't be on there too much longer. And we're going to go and look at the pre-booking because Survivor Series, I can show you the Raw ones. So I've put this one together, Roderick, Dillinger, Gabriel, Fish and O'Reilly versus Corbin Dallas. That sounds like that's the guy from Fifth Wave. Baron Corbin, Bo Dallas, and Jinder Mahal and the Ascension. I want them on the card somewhere, so they're potentially having a pre-show match. We've announced this match now, which is all good. And because Enzo, the Usos, and Jay Lethal versus the Uprising, Crime Time, and Heath Slater, obviously they're going to be the weak link, but you never know if they can overcome the odds. We have Axel, Vaughn Miller, Peck and Rush versus American Alpha, New Day 2 and Neville. Keep some storylines going. And now this is the big one. We are going to keep this as the one unless there's an injury. I'm happy with it, so let's keep that. And then we're going to have the triple threat, Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns. I won't show the others because they haven't quite been fully announced. But that is Raw. If you enjoyed it, give us a like, and we'll be back with SmackDown next as we edge ever so closer to our 100th episode. Thank you for watching.